Welcome back to a new video. It is so good to see you. Today's task is to build a license plate bracket for the BMW. This idea basically comes from a sketch that I drew while I was on holidays. This was the first version, but the cardboard was just not sturdy enough to stay in position basically. So I moved to the acrylic sheets that I like to use. This is 1mm thick acrylic sheet and it's so handy. This is the main part of the license plate bracket that actually holds the license plate. This is what's gonna be welded to the rear fender and holds the license plate bracket. And then on the sides, we have indicator arms that sit right in there like this and hold these tiny 3-in-1 rear indicators. What I'm going to build this out of is this stainless steel square tubing that is 80mm by 80mm and has a wall thickness of 2mm. I've transferred all the lines. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the bracket piece and try to save as much as possible from the sides because it should give me enough material to make the indicator arms and the second bracket part that sits underneath the rear fender. I've cut all of the 4 main parts. Let's clean up all the edges and get it into a little bit nicer shape. Oh, this is the perfect opportunity to show you one of my newest tools, which I recently got and I absolutely love it. It's this 90-degree die grinder from Ingersoll Rand. I got this one because it has a few advantages. On the one hand, it's super powerful, but you can manage the power very well because it has the trigger at the bottom instead of the top. So you can actually grip it properly and manage the speed very nicely. And then also the lock mechanism is super easy to remove, but also nice and sturdy so you don't accidentally turn it on. This was a super nice addition to the workshop and I used these plastic support plates and 3M roll lock grinding discs. I absolutely love it. It's so nice to work with. It makes jobs like this where you have to clean up edges or make slight changes to the contours super easy. Drilling stainless steel is definitely a lot harder than regular carbon steel. This is one of the first times that I'm actually working with stainless steel. It has built up so much on the opposite side. I don't know if that's normal or whether my drills are a little bit dull, but this definitely needs some cleanup. Now that we have these done, I'm gonna tackle the slots for them next so that they can sit right in here. These have to be relatively precise, so I hope the Dremel works. This works surprisingly well. These tiny files come in so handy, but I'm already thinking that I've probably changed the design slightly. I was first thinking about screwing the arm to the bracket, but then I have screws in there and I'm not considering taking the arm off, so I can basically just weld it there. I asked my good friend Nickel, who has helped me countless times with the BMW, what he would do. And he was like, you might want to consider getting thicker material for the arm because it sticks relatively far out and it might vibrate off. So I was like, okay, I don't want to redo it. So here's what I came up with. I'm also using a carbon fiber backplate for the license plate that will be mounted to the bracket. That's from a company called Hot Swap. And if I mount this flush to the bracket, first the arm will come closer to the license plate, which will just look better, but also I can secure the arm with a screw to the plate right here. And then the stick out basically from the last mounting point is very minimal, so we won't have a problem with that. And we have a mounting point for the plate already. So it did warp quite a bit, but I think nothing that we can't rescue. It's more like a banana at the moment. Crazy, I didn't expect it to warp that much. I probably wouldn't have had to weld everything up, because if I put on the back plate now, I do get a little gap right here, and the arms aren't as close to the plate as I wanted them to be. So what I think I'm going to do is just make little spaces that sit in between the arms and the plate, and then the gap that I still have behind the center of the plate shouldn't be that big of an issue, because I'm just going to secure it at the top and at the bottom where it actually sits flat against the bracket. Now that we have that, we can go ahead and make this smaller bracket look nice. Alright, I've drilled two 2.5mm pilot holes on each side. So I'm gonna drill those out now, and on the back side I decided to make little slots so I can adjust the final position of the license plate once everything is installed. Well, that didn't really work because the holes are too close together. I'm back at the license plate light, and I was struggling with this while building the prototype already, and I thought I had a good solution, which was this guy, the third license plate light that I ordered. It's a flexible LED license plate light from Shinyo, and I thought I could stick that underneath the rear fender here, but that's pointing to you straight down, and I probably think that they'll complain about this, and then I'm stuck with that solution kind of. Well, actually, as I'm talking about it, I could just try it, stick it under there once everything is painted, and if that doesn't work, then I'm gonna go the route that I'm trying out now. Alright, so I've got the bracket on the rear fender, and I first only had these 4 welds, but then I asked Nico whether he would suggest to do 2 more right here and there, because I was wondering whether this could actually kind of like vibrate off and then crack the weld right here. I now have 6 welds on there, and that should be pretty strong. I'm very happy with how this looks. So now nice. Another project in the bank. Alright, so the license plate bracket is installed, and I'm super happy with how this turned out. It's already 3 o'clock at night, and I've been at it for the whole day. It was quite a process going from the sketch to the prototypes to the finished product, but I'm very happy with how it turned out. If you enjoyed the video, you'll also enjoy that one where I've built the rear fender. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next one.